What are you on track to make in 2023?
2023, as a signing agent, I am on track to make around $90,000. I didn't graduate high school. If I can scale my loan signing business to six figures in 1 year, anybody can do this.
Another on the road with signing agent Steven. How you
Man,
doing today, man?
good. How about you, Mark? Thank you so
So
much.
you're so welcome. I love what you said right before we hit roll on this. You said this has been a long time coming. I've seen these and I knew I was going to be on one. So let's
Yes.
give you an opportunity to inspire other people. Let's go right out of the gate. What are you on track to make in 2023?
2023, as a signing agent, I am on track to make around $90,000.
$90,000. When I say that back to you, what does that make you feel?
So many different things, so many different emotions. I have just so much pride because I am a new dad. I have a 2-year-old at home and I had nothing going for me before this. It's the most amazing feeling. And I
Mm,
hope I explained that well enough.
better than explaining it, you felt it. And so
Yes.
I'm excited. So let's talk about you, man. If you've seen these episodes, you know that, they surround around four questions. And the first question always is, how do we get here? What made you become a signing agent? What made you kind of make that decision? I got to do this. So take us back to the beginning and inspire, man.
This started for me in 2020 when the pandemic shut down my job. I was a tour manager at the time, traveling the world with different bands. And when that pandemic hit, I lost my job and I lost it hard. I had absolutely nothing to fall back on at the time. And I remember one of my friends who was buying a house said the person helping him with his paperwork at the time, his phone was blowing up. He couldn't stop answering it the whole appointment. My friend asked him, how much he makes for a living, how many appointments he has, and when he said he can't keep his phone charged enough because he's so busy, my friend recommended loan signings to me, and that's how I got started in it and
All
found
right,
a
so take us
signing system.
back to the moment you get laid off, right? And by
Yeah,
the way, you have one of those dream jobs, touring around the world with rock
man.
bands, but all of a sudden that's gone. It's just gone. Pandemic, it hurt everybody, right? So take me back to that moment. You're laid off. I mean, you have nothing. There's no backup plan, right? And so, how are you feeling? Take me through some more of those moments.
It wasn't just being laid off. I was newly married at the time.
Mm,
Just met the love of my life, and 5 months into this process of being laid off after losing my job, we found out we were pregnant on top of it. So I knew I had to do something. I knew there was something that I had to do to pick up the pieces and to get moving.
what is the feelings like? Take me through that moment of like you see the two blue lines, and it should be euphoria. And what are you feeling?
Rock bottom.
Mm,
The most negative thoughts I've ever had in my life. And I don't even think I need to go into that. It was the darkest time of my life, just knowing I had a wife and now a baby that was going to be relying on me to earn a living. And I had just lost everything. My whole career I had worked 10 years to build. We were about to lose our house.
mm.
But my wife was really supportive of me, and I had found the loan signing system. And when
Mm.
I showed her the videos and I show her everybody online succeeding, we both kind of had this sense of ease, but just knowing that I was going to be able to take this course and eventually do what other people had done in all these videos that we had watched.
Seeing someone else succeed makes you realize you can do it. And that's the purpose of these episodes, right? There's a Steven everywhere. It's just getting through the dark time. And so, how are you making income during this time?
Solely on unemployment.
Mm.
That's all I had going for me. Like I said, I literally had nothing to fall back on. I was a tour manager. There's no way I was going to get a job doing anything remotely related to touring,
Yeah.
live music, anything like that. Aside from that, before that, I was a firefighter before that. I had been out of the game for 10 years, and there's no way I was going to be able to get back in and compete with the 20-year-olds again.
Yeah.
I had nothing to fall back on whatsoever.
Mm.
I mean, I was horrified for the future. I grew up with a dad that worked his butt off year after year and struggled a lot to make ends meet, and we moved every other year growing up. And I always promised I would never be that guy. I wouldn't allow that to happen to my family.
Mm.
And sure enough, this happened to me.
Mm.
I got married, we found out we had a kid, and I lost my freaking job. I found myself just in that same position as my dad, just so hopeless. It was unbelievably hopeless, not knowing where to turn or who to go to.
You being vulnerable allows others to realize they're not alone if they're in the place you used to be. So thank you, because I know it can't be easy kind of reliving that, but you're on the other side now. What got you through those dark moments? I mean, you had every reason to give up, right? Every reason to throw in the towel, every reason to just kind of, play victim, but you didn't. You're on the other side. 2 years later, you got a thriving signing agent business. So, I mean, kind of walk me through, like, what was that moment and decision where you're like, I'm not going to let this define me, this moment. And even in your darkest time, here's what I find the most inspiring part. You still allowed the success of others to inspire you. Like, that's beautiful. You could have been in your darkest time like, oh, that's fake. That's not true. Oh, my, this is all, but you didn't. So I think it's amazing how you could be at your darkest time, but yet see the light and actually walk to it and be like, I can do it. If they're doing it. Talk to me through that mindset, because I want people to have it, because their dark times will be over if you allow it.
That's really what it was for me. It was the mindset shifts, the small ones that I had to work so hard every day in and day out, just changing my mind shift. But when I would see the success stories pop up online week after week from the loan signing system, I wasn't knocking the other loan signing agents, but I knew that they didn't have anything that I don't have.
It's beautiful.
I
Yeah.
knew if I put in the work and I took this course, I was going to be able to come out and do the same thing, if not even better. And
No.
so even in my darkest moment, it was still that little shift, that still glimmer of hope that I kept for my wife and my son and for my family. And I knew watching those videos, everyone I watched, I said, if you can do it, I can do it. And that's what pushed me through.
What I heard was someone who really understands I am the competitive advantage. I am the difference. The unsuccessful person is going to say like, oh, there's already signing agents making money. There's no room for me. Or the successful person mindset is you. Like, if they can do it, I know I can do it. And the reason I know I can do it is because I know what I bring to the table. And I hope everyone's inspired by that, man, because even in your darkest time, you were still able to see that you were the biggest competitive advantage. Even though life was dark and it threw you a massive curveball, that didn't really change your self-confidence or your self-belief. Why was that?
Because there's always been a part of me that wanted to take the road less traveled. There's always been that side of me that didn't want to follow the path everybody else was taking. There's a poem, I keep it right here on my desk, by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken.
Yeah.
And he ends it by saying, 2 roads diverged into a wood, and I took the one less traveled. And I felt that's what I was doing. I felt everybody's on this other path in life. They're on cruise control. They're on autopilot, 9-to-5 job, 2 weekend vacations a year, Saturday and Sunday off, and they're happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. I knew that wasn't for me. I knew there was something else out there greater for me, calling me. And I knew I'm just destined to do something great with my life. And that's really what pushed me to keep going and finish the loan signing system and just take my business to the next level as quickly as I could.
You are born to be an entrepreneur. Like, that is the most beautiful part. And I think what needs to go very noticed is an entrepreneur realizes when opportunity knocks, I have to open the door.
Yeah.
It's one thing to hear it, right? You saw the success stories. For some reason, the success stories was coming in you. That's the knocking. There's some people watching this 5th OTR and not realizing this is the knocking. But it's you that need to open the door. And I think that was beautiful. Like, you didn't take the moment for granted. You realize, like, I'm seeing these videos for a reason. Now I know why you're crushing it. It's like, this is what you were born to do, man. Being your own boss is even more awesome. And
it really is. It's so fulfilling. It's so rewarding. And I think with anything in life, look, you're going to hit a yield sign. Every day in your life, you're going to come to a fork in the road, and life's going to give you the opportunity. You're going to take the easy road, or you're going to take the road less traveled, the hard road that less people are doing. And consistently, I keep taking the road less traveled. And that's how I've scaled this business.
Dude, I'm so proud of you, man. Speaking of proud, how's your wife feel?
Amazing. I mean, she looks back on this, and we were watching these videos 2 years ago, and I told her, I said, I'm going to be doing this one day. I literally told her. I've had so many, we've gone on so many walks, or if I'm in the shower, or if I'm in the car, and I've had these conversations over and over in my head with you of important things I want to say to you and to everybody else watching this at home that's taking the course, in the middle of the course, considering taking the course.
I believe speaking things into existence. And again, I mean, it's to me, it's crystal clear. You were born to be an entrepreneur, man, and you were born to find an opportunity like this. And this is just the beginning. I mean, literally just the beginning. You now have a signing service. Look right behind you, notable notaries and nationwide signing service. I mean, to say you've done this in 2 years is unbelievable. You know, again, thank you for inspiring people with your journey and making people realize that sometimes people see successful signing agent, not realize that they started somewhere. And just like a lot of people who make decision to go into entrepreneurship, sometimes it's out of desperation. But amazingness can happen if you look for the opportunity and put hard work. You know, let me ask you this simple question and answer it as you will. Is, you know, if Steve can build this business, can anybody build this business, and why?
100% yes. I've never started a business in my life before. I didn't go to school for business. Like I said, I was a firefighter before this and then a tour manager. I bought your course online. I believed in you so much. My wife and I believed in you so much. We watched all the videos of all the people from all different walks of life succeeding and making $10, $15, $20,000 a month from taking your loan signing system course. I'm telling you right now, there's absolutely nothing different than me, than anybody else at home considering taking this course, in the process of it, or if they've already taken it. There's absolutely nothing different. The only thing I can say is I might get better at switching my mindset, but that's about it. That is something you can work on over time. It's so important to do that. There's nothing, I am no different than anybody at home. I am you and you are me. That's the bottom line.
So you got into the business during the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the example you said, phones ring up the hook. You know, 2022 hits, rates go to 7%, 6.5%. Why aren't you panicking? Give me the mindset at when rates changed, why you didn't quote unquote panic, leave the business, and how come you thrived when 50% of the industry was saying it was a bad time to be a signing agent?
The proof was already there. I started a business and I made $12,000 by month 9. And I hadn't even been giving it full steam ahead until really, I would say June. So month 6.
Interest rates weren't relative to how successful you were going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you did 80 grand in 2022, right? Rates go from 3 to almost 6 overnight and you make $80,000.
That's it. It's the process. And you talk about it a lot in the course. You talk about slow being a speed, fortunes in the follow-up. But after I had gotten confirmation month after month, where I started this business and I'm looking at my notary gadget every month and watching the numbers go up every month. I mean, I didn't graduate high school. Okay. I started this business. I've never started a business in my life before. So to make $5,000 in the 5th month when I was starting it part-time, not even still questioning it, still wondering if I wanted to go in full-time. That's what kept me going. The proof was there. I had seen it work so many times for so many other people, and now it was working for me right before my very eyes.
Wow. First off, I didn't know you didn't graduate high school. That's why I do these interviews. I try to get people from different walks of life, right? And I think everybody has this assumption everyone has it great. And so thank you for that vulnerability and sharing that moment. It makes the story even more inspiring when I didn't think it could get more inspiring.
And look, I hit month 5. I made more money that month than my older brother, who's an attorney. By month 5, starting a business I was so blown away. The proof was there. Now I had the momentum and it was just off to the races at that point. There was no turning back.
Let's get to the beginning. First full month in the business, how much money did you make?
First full month, $200.
$200. I hope everybody heard that.
One signing. I went direct out of the gate.
Okay. We're going to get to that in a second too. Second month, how much did you make?
700.
Okay. You're not burning the barn down here, right?
No.
And I say that with like the utmost excitement because I think there's a thought process that every signing agent who crushes it start out of the gate crushing it. So 200, 700, what'd you make your 3rd month?
25.
I mean, at this point, you're $2,500 in. You're not burning down the barn.
This wasn't a get rich quick scheme for me. This is a career. This is this is a nationwide business. I was not looking at this to get rich overnight. I was looking at this to get out of the employee mindset and become a business owner, which you speak about in the course, which plays out into every area of my life, not just the notary Steve, not just notable notaries, but as a father, a husband. You talk about all of this in the course. It's in the course, but you talk about being a business owner. And so that's what it was for me at that
I
point.
love that. I hope everybody heard that. You know, I think a lot of people see the success of the on the roads, and then they see someone making, you know, $8,000 a month, and then they get frustrated. They're not making $8,000 a month their second month. But it's the mindset of like, look, I know I'm growing a real business. And like you said,
Yeah.
a nationwide business. And
hmm
you knew that sometimes it has to start like this before it goes like this. So, you know, your fourth month, what'd you make?
Month 4 was 3,500.
Okay, $3,500. You're still not burning the barn down. You're 4 months in, right?
Yeah.
You see other LSS family members making $7, $8, $10, $15,000. Why are you not discouraged that they're making that while you're making quote unquote only 3,500?
I mean, that's almost $1,000 a week when you figure it out that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, starting my own business and hitting almost $1,000 a week by month 4, my mind is absolutely blown at this point, and I'm still so just surprised at myself and the loan signing system and the process and the whole system that is set up to make us succeed and do this. That there was no rush. I was more concerned about building this business and keeping every relationship the best that I could with all of my clients.
I asked you about other signing agents and their success, but you didn't answer it because you have blinders on. I'm focused about me and my business. My business was making $1,000 a week. Incredible. Comparison is the thief of joy,
Yeah.
right? And in comparison, is either going to make you discouraged or encouraged. Hopefully it's encouraged. But if it just discourages you, that's fine. Just know your weakness, put your blinders on. Good for them. I'm rolling with me.
Yeah.
So what I loved is how grateful you were, how you put it in perspective. Like, I'm making $1,000 a week. And I think people are ungrateful for what they don't have versus being grateful for what they do. And you're showing it right here.
You know, and the course goes into it too. You talk about don't chase the money. I don't want to give it all away because it's in the course, but you specifically say build the relationship. That was so intriguing to me. That was amazing. And when I started focusing on that, the relationship, that's when everything skyrocketed. That's when the signing service started.
What I hear is someone who really trusted the process,
Yes.
who really leaned into the process. And I think too many students don't. They want to skip the process. They want the process to be in fast forward. And by the way, I mean, I didn't make I didn't get my 100 student in loan signing system for like 18 months.
Wow.
Like, you know, people don't see that I'm 7 years in. And so to your point, and what I'm giving you flowers for, and I hope everybody else is like, you just got to trust the process, and the process is going to unfold the way it is for you. What was your big quote unquote first big month in 2022?
The first big month was going to be September, where I hit about $12,500 in September.
What clicked then, right? So September 2022, you're making 12 grand because you're doing this. And then I'd argue 12 grand's this, right? Like you're hockey sticking. What clicked? What changed?
At that point, not too much more clicked with me. That was really the loan signing system catching up with my business. All the seeds I had planted January through August, everything you had taught us. I did all the mentorships. I did all the conferences. It had finally caught up to me with that month, and all my relationships were built. My gratituding was done. I was chasing the relationships. I was driving 2 hours. I mean, you name it. Everything that I had put into place at that point launched. There wasn't much more that I was doing.
Gosh, Steve, I love you, man. And what I love is just your mentality. You know that we are farmers and not hunters. And you realize that my farm was going to sprout. I just had to keep watering it. That's building relationships. I had to keep tending it. That's gratituding. And you just like nothing changed. Is that my farm was just growing the fruit. It was just getting the vegetables. And
time for the harvest.
thank you for the better analogy. Like you're just harvesting all the effort. You were cool with the 9 months to get to that point. Most people give up 4 or 5 months in, but you're like, look, I understand. I trust the process. It's like farming. You can't plant a fruit tree and expect fruit the exact same day. You got to water it. You got to go back into the soil. And man, what a great conversation. I hope everyone's getting inspired by this. So let's skip to 2023, where we are now. You're about to have the biggest year you've ever had, right? In the 2.5 years you've been in business.
Yeah.
You're gonna crack 90,000, and I'm pushing for that 100K mark for you.
Yeah.
But my point isn't that. My point is this: is interest rates are almost 8%, right? As me and you speak right now, they're 8% essentially. Why doesn't that make you scared?
The business is out there. It doesn't matter what the interest rates are. Again, it's that mindset shift that you have to go through. that it just has to have a switch, and you have to start turning these negatives into positives, because it's not a negative that it's going to be 8%. That's just the news that you're getting fed that some people want you to hear. That's one bit. There's 99 other things out there that are positives in your favor for this industry. And you just have to look for the positives every single day when you wake up. And there's plenty of them out there, guarantee you.
If I'm not busy, it's because of me. If I'm not growing, it's because of me. I'm not farming, I'm not tilling, I'm not watering plants. And the 8% interest rates that we're at right now, a lot of students use it as an excuse. Only reason I'm not successful is because interest rates are 8, versus looking in the mirror and saying, I'm not successful because I'm not out marketing. So a lot of unsuccessful signing agents can blame it on the market instead of knowing they're not doing the work. And you know that if I do the work, people refinancing, home equity line of credits, people get divorced, people get cashed out, people are moving, people move because of jobs, divorces, a million reasons. But you don't use interest rates as an excuse. You just put your head down, you trust the system, you trust your system, your effort. And I want everyone to hear that, because that's all I'm hearing this entire time. I hear someone just puts their head down and work. I'll travel 2 hours if I need to. I'll show gratitude. I'll do whatever I got to do to build this business. And I'm not going to use the excuse of interest rates being the reason why I can't succeed. Do you want to add anything to that before we move on?
You know, that's kind of my mindset. When I hear interest rates are going up, I tell myself, good. Interest rates are going up. All right. Time to adapt, time to improvise. Let's figure out the next game plan. What's it going to be? And it turns into this game, and it just starts to get fun, because it's not, interest rates are going up. All right. There's still going to be 1 billion notary transactions this year. Where are they going to come from? Now it's fun to go find them, because with the loan signing system, you know how to go out and find the business. You know how to go out and market. You know how to start A to Z. And that's really where I'm at in terms of when it comes to that.
When interest rates go up, I need to pivot. Like, that's what business is. It's a game. All the most successful people, wealthy people, consider business a game. It's how can I play it better than the next person? It's strategy. I love the strategy of business. You love the strategy of business, right? And when you realize that business is just strategies that always need to pivot and move, I'm no different than anyone else. I have a signing service, same thing. Loan signing system was crushing it with students during COVID. All of a sudden, we had a big fall off. We had to change our pivot. We had to change our strategy. Like, that's what business owners do. That was the mindset. It is, interest rates goes up, I got to re-strategize. That's it. The business is there. People divorcing, people are getting jobs. I got to re-strategize. Wow, what a good conversation. Every conversation is different. That's why I love all these. Okay, let's kind of pivot, man, to one of my favorite parts of the conversation, and that's the word advice, right? So let's say your best friend's like, hey, Steve, man, there's 1 million pieces of advice out there that can help me grow a business, but I want to hear from you the number one piece of advice that I can get to grow my signing agent business. What would your number one piece of advice be?
Mine is going to be your mindset. You have to get out of here. You have to turn those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to speak to everybody at home right now. My negative thoughts were about as bad as they get. And I know everybody's going through it. There's a lot of people going through it right now, but I want to let you know the anger, the fear, the anxiety, the rejection, the imposter syndrome, all of those are not negatives. All of those are actually signs that you are on the right track. Stop telling yourself those are bad, because I'm going to tell you, the people that aren't on the road less traveled I was talking about, the people working the 9 to 5, they don't have that anxiety. They don't have that fear. They don't have that imposter syndrome. When you have those feelings, it means you are on the road less traveled. You are on the path to go create something with your life. It means you want to create something big with your life. You were born to create something with your life. And so all I can say is every once in a while, you're going to come to these yield signs in the middle of the road. It's going to tempt you to take the easy road that everyone else is on. And look, it's sunny over there. There's GPS, there's navigation. People are going to help you get around wherever you got to go. But this road less traveled, with the anxiety and the fear and the imposter syndrome, there's going to be potholes, and it's going to be snowy, and it's going to be icy, but it's designed that way. It has to be your decision today to make a commitment to do something great with your life, and make a promise to yourself that your will to win is not for sale. I just tell yourself, I will not give in. I will not yield. My will to win is not for sale. And that's what happened when I hit rock bottom. It took rock bottom for me to get there. but I realized all those negatives were not negatives.
Mhm.
Those were all the positives that I was on the right road to success.
That's right. Those signs mean you're doing the right thing. People
Yeah.
see the imposter syndrome, or people see the anxiety as of, oh no, that's telling me I'm doing the wrong thing. But when you can actually read it right, just like you explained, it tells you you're on the road you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It tells you you're on in entrepreneurship. It's telling you you're doing something. Because like you said, everyone else who doesn't have those feelings, they're living in what's called a comfort
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
And nobody grows in a comfort zone. When you have self-doubt, what are some tools or things or mantras you say?
A couple things. So first of all, and I think I may have got this from you, but I'm big on pattern interruption. So when
Okay.
those thoughts come in, immediately I tell myself, this too shall pass. This too shall
Mm.
pass. And it's instant and it takes a while at first. You're still going to have that anxiety, that imposter syndrome, but you're going to tell yourself this too shall pass. I've been doing it for a couple of years now with the loan signing system. So when I do it, it snaps me out of that funk. I also, for some weird reason, I get a small little smirk on my face. If I
Mm.
have this imposter syndrome, I get a little smile and I'm like, hello, old friend. I remember you. And I smile and I almost make it like a sick game. Like, you're not going to scare me. Like, I'm not an imposter. I don't have this fear. I don't have this anxiety. And I just end up turning it from a headwind into a tailwind. And I use it to just push me to the next level.
You know, a sign of every good entrepreneur, good business owner is accepting the challenges. And that's all I heard is like when you get that feeling of posture, it's a challenge. This too shall pass. If you can do it all over again, right? You can go back to day one where you're making $200, right? $700. Is there something you would do different now looking back? Like you don't want someone else to make the same mistake. What would you do differently in the beginning? Is there anything you regret? Take it from there.
I think I would have gone wider a lot faster. That's it. See, at the beginning, my doubt, my fear, and my anxiety and my imposter syndrome got the best of me. Now, 2.5 years into the process, it doesn't even phase me anymore.
Mm.
So I definitely would have gone a lot wider to start out with. I would have made more phone calls, sent more emails, knocked on way more doors, and just did it. Buckled down and did it. The information is there. It's all there in the course. Everything you need to know. So that's it. I definitely would have gone wider right from the start, and I wish I did.
I hope everybody heard that. You know, he said, I wish I would have made more phone calls, knocked on more doors, sent more emails. And I love how you really understood that it was imposter syndrome. It was your fear and anxiety. And it was the journey that allowed you to get to the mindset today. And so I appreciate the vulnerability. Like this idea of turning a headwind into a tailwind has been a 24-month evolution. He didn't start out like that. I think there is a myth, axiom, belief, whatever word, that signing agents who are successful like you don't get nervous when they first start marketing direct. Do you remember the first time you marketed direct, then the imposter syndrome? How nervous? Do you remember a story
Oh,
to help
man.
people feel like they're not alone if they have this moment?
I was determined to go direct out of the gate. All right. And that's what I did. I didn't sign up for one signing service. My first signing was direct. I went to an escrow office right here by my house, and I had my gift basket ready to go. I had my speech. I had a letter, everything that you outline in the course, just ready to go. My flyer. I was so nervous. I'm pacing back and forth in the hallway that the maintenance man came up to me and he goes, everything okay? And I go, oh yeah, I just got to go in this office and give a speech. And he goes, oh, I get it. And as he's about to walk away, I'm like, wait a minute, here's my fear. I go, this might be my out. I ask him, I go, how many people are in there? Because if there's over 15 or 20, that was going to be my out. That was all. That was my mindset at the time. He goes, there's about 5 or 6. So I go, okay, that's doable. I walk inside the office with my gift basket. I introduce myself to the receptionist. I give him my speech. And I turn around and I'm walked out the door. I'm ready to go. And she goes, oh, well, wait, our escrow manager wants to meet with you. And I go, oh, no. That's all. She's busy. No worries. It's all good. I just want to drop this off, introduce myself. They go, no, she just got off the phone. We need a notary. Come on in and say hi. So I go in and I sit down at her desk and we start talking. And in your course, you say, go over the modules multiple times. You say, learn these terms right here. You say, learn who these key players are here in the industry. You give everybody an overview of the whole real estate industry, who the key players are. And I sat down with her for 30 minutes and had a conversation with her about the industry. And this was my very first meeting. I didn't have one signing under my belt. She didn't ask me how long I've been in the business. She didn't ask me how many signings I've done. And I've been working with her ever since.
I get overwhelmed sometimes with emotion when I hear these stories. It just makes me so proud that everything I teach you pride and it works like I tell you it will. Thank you for sharing that. And so you had every reason not to go in. Why
Yeah,
did you? Take me through the why you just said, I'm doing this, man.
I believed in the loan signing system too much at this point. I believed in the process. I believed in the system. Once I had finished and I got to the other side, I just believed in the system and in myself so much at that point, but also my why. I want to have choices. I don't want to go backwards, and I want to have freedom for my family. So I kept that in the back of my mind the whole time, and I just knew it was now or never.
When you learn to talk, legitimately people know that you're capable of executing the job. It's and no, people don't ask how many signings you've done if you're able to talk. And that's what you really did. You came in, you used your education, because education can supplant or take the place of experience. It's why you have the course. So if you're just on the course, you're just watching Steve, let Steve be an inspiration that like it works if you just work the system. And I want to make sure I end this conversation with giving you all the credit, because I'm just a coach, man. It is the players that make the plays. Everybody has the exact same course. Not everybody does everything with it. Not everybody goes through each module 2 or 3 times like you did. Not everybody remembers the script and memorizes it and chooses to take those moments and those reps. Not everybody goes walking that hall and actually goes in. So you are the man. I am so proud of you, dude. Thank you. It's because of you, your business is successful. I'm just an honor to be a little small part of it, but you deserve all the credit. Kudos. I'm proud of you, man. Don't ever stop building. And any final words to anybody out there listening? Just inspire somebody on the way out to keep going and keep building.
The course is the real deal. If I can do this course, I didn't graduate high school. If I can finish it, if I can scale my my loan signing business to 6 figures in 1 year, my signing service to 6 figures in the first year, anybody can do this. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing different than you. The only thing is going to be my work ethic. I have an ability to outwork everybody. I'm always going to put in the work. Put the work in. This course absolutely works. I can't say it enough. The proof is here.
I will outwork anybody.
Yeah.
This business, unlike many other businesses, rewards effort.
Yep.
There's some bit you can sell solar and you can be knocking 25 times a day, but this business, you knock on 25 escrow doors, you're making 6 figures.
Yep.
You can knock on 25 solar stores and maybe get one person interested in another meeting. Like there's very few businesses that reap effort as much as this. And so if I can get them to be you, I want everyone to have that mentality. No one can outwork me wherever you live, because that's all it takes. And it's because of you, your business is successful. Dude, I'm telling you, you're going to have a 7-figure business. I did not say that on accident. 7-figure business. So don't stop. Keep building. I'm proud of you, man.
Well, hey, look, at the end of December, I'm definitely set to hit 6 figures this December for my signing service, just so you know.
And that is Notable Notaries, if you can't tell in the back there. And he hires, first and foremost, loan signing system certified signing agents.
Goes out on every page, loan signing system preferred. My schedulers have been blown away. When I taught them about loan signing system and they hire them, they came back to me and said, what does this mean? Why is their customer service awesome? Why are they so responsive? Just across the board. I can't say enough good things. I'm so grateful to you. My family's so grateful to you.
Well, you're welcome, man. I appreciate you. Until next time, brother. Thank you. And go get them. Let's go. Later, brother.
It's possible, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you so much.